Hi, I'm Larry J. Welcome to Blue Room Banters, a platform that will be facilitating conversation of men, powered by Premier Cool. Welcome to Blue Room Banters, where we have discussion for men. We talk real issues. But today, I'm not here alone. Of course, I can't do it alone. I can't be talking to myself by myself. I have with me Mr. Dicko.
Thank you for having us.
And of course, I have one of Africa's finest actors. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to call him one of the finest because he is one of the finest. But I'm finer than him. Please help me welcome Deyemi Okolahon. And of course, I have our very own Mr. Phenomenal, Mr. Perfect Gentleman, LXG. You know who it is, Mr. Erabo.
Pleasure.
And ladies and gentlemen, I have in the house one of the people God did not call, but is still calling God to find a wife. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Preacher. Good to see you guys.
Amen.
So today we'll be discussing something very straightforward. What is the traditional role for men? What is it meant to be now? Like, we know what it's meant to be before. Back then, our fathers taught us, our great-father taught our father, our great-great-grandfather taught their children. But now, what our father has taught us and what we are meant to do is two different things. So what are we meant to do now? What is our role as men now?
Majorly, what we were taught was a man is a man. A man has to take up responsibilities. A man is responsible for this, is responsible for that, is responsible for this. But a woman is to support in form of taking care of the children, cooking, and doing house chores. Yes, then they were more of, the men were the ones working, the women were majorly housewives. But today, I leave for work, my wife leaves for work. I cannot expect to come back home and meet pounded yam and egusi.
You buy it when you are coming.
Yeah, because sincerely, she's coming home at 6 o'clock. How do I expect to meet pounded yam and egusi? So I think the societal change is making us remodel our expectations from our wives, and it's actually making the marriages better, I think.
The issue that I have, the real issue, the thing that really nags me and bothers me is that whilst I'm ready to accommodate and say, hey, we're equal. I love that. I want us to be equal. I want equal rights as much as as much as the women. But I want it. But do we really have equal responsibilities? Because at the same time, society is still telling me that you're the man of the house means you pay rent, you do this. And before we know, but if you start saying those things, you get, shouted down that, but a lot, but a lot of, and so on the one hand, if you say, no, I'm open to doing it with my wife, you're tagged not responsible. And then some other people will come at you and say, but the truth is that most women are the ones that are actually doing it. And I'm wondering, how do we navigate this new terrain that we're facing, And I'm hoping that at the end of this conversation, we can come to some kind of conclusion.
We will definitely.
What I think should be going forward is, as a man, yes, you're not allowed to be emotional, you're not allowed to do certain things or show certain things, but I believe that every man now and future should be as well-rounded as possible, up to the point of knowing how to change tire, up to the point of, discerning someone's emotional capabilities. That's the person you're going to be with, your own, so I believe, things should really be seen in a different light, trying to equip men to be better.
For me, I really would like to define that. Okay, we're trying to look at our role. Who are we, really, the men in this conversation, before we even know what is expected of us? And society seems tend to affect these things, because some men that will not accept a role in a particular society would be in another society and will do that role excellently well. They know how to cook, they know how to back a baby, they can pet a baby, they can do anything there, they can do the house chores. But put them in another place where the society kind of justifies what they think is not their role or is not manly enough. So they tend to say, no, that's not my own. And so I think
There's adaptability.
There's a point there, Larry J. Society.
yes.
And the fact that, how we all laugh about how when Nigerians are in Nigeria, they don't follow the rules, they don't queue, they don't do that, but the minute you land anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Now we follow rule pass.
We don't want to be deported.
That's why you won't see a Nigerian messing with the gate man at the American embassy.
No.
Because never can tell. It might be the one.
The same Nigerian.
So my point here is that in these times, I think that if we're to actually define the role of man, and we're not talking about men in marriage now, we're talking about men in society. The role of men in society. Guys, we have to agree that men, to a large extent, have had an advantage, right? And I do believe that.
Sorry,
No. We have had this, and I'll explain. So we've had the advantage of being put forward and being preferred.
I want us to take a little portion of men or situation and begin to use that to say that men are more they will have the advantage on this, on that. In the same way that men are supposed to go out, we die more. We are prone to problem more. That's so let's not. Yes, now.
I think that's balance.
It's the word. It's for the men.
I think.
If you're supposed to, don't die more.
No, don't say die more.
Stuff like that.
Today, now, put the percentage out. Who do you think would die more? Men, women?
Who do I? Am I a doctor? How will I know?
Where do you get the statistics from? Actually, I think where the balance will come from is more from the female gender, and I'll tell you why. You made an example that a man that stays in a society and goes to another society and he does what he would not do in this society there. It's because he doesn't want to be judged in this society. And most people that judge are the females. And I'll tell you why. If my sister comes into my house and sees me cooking or washing, she takes offense. She can take offense. But my brother would not even bother. It is women that are their problem.
So before you go married,
to some extent, I want to agree with you. Because I'm just.
My brother will not matter. My brother will not even mind.
I agree a bit.
No, it's not even a bit.
Yeah.
There's actually an ongoing conversation about it seeming as if women are the strongest supporters of patriarchy.
Oh, yes, they are. They are.
Is that could that be correct?
They are.
Generally speaking, no.
No, but I want to ask a question.
Because that's what
In a situation where you realize that in a family everything is going well, the man is doing this, doing that, and the man is trying to get his wife to do more. Do you understand? And you now realize then that your wife is one of those ones that she doesn't really have. She doesn't really have talents like that. She say, "Oh, let's build on it." She's not like that bright. You are not like you realize the only thing she knows how to do is to cook the food that you eat, and even the food you are not satisfied. But you are stuck.
It's subject of intelligence.
It's not what
He can cook.
No, but okay. For example, I'm not calling anybody's name. I'm not calling Tunji's name. Do you understand? His wife now is his wife. Do you understand? That's the only thing she knows how to do. Wife.
Title.
She has the title, and one of the reasons is because she actually has everything at her beck and call. Like, if she wants to get something, she can send someone. But the husband is like, babes, now do something now. Like, I'm meeting women out there who are like doing stuff and they're doing things. Do now.
Before they enter any relationship or have anything, they really need to pass people through X-rays and try and understand. Everybody, because we're talking about. He was giving an example of man, like.
So, long and short of everything we've said so far is the fact that men have to take up responsibility and women have to support them. And there shouldn't be loopholes.
I'm sorry, I can't. That word supports. I find it. It's no. I don't like that word support.
So you don't like the supporting word?
No, I don't like the word support. I think everybody should take responsibility.
And I understand your support part. Let's not use support. Since you're saying that we are now the same. We are the same. So don't wait with support. In football, the supporting striker is not expected to really score. But when he scores, you did well. The striker is. We are both strikers.
Listen, this idea of support, this is where the problem is. They will come and say, you are supposed to do. I'm just going to support. Meaning, so you take
what do you want?
No.
That's the point.
They don't go outside. They go on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
No, they don't do it in real life. Most of them they will tweet it. They will not do it in real life.
Let me tell you
That's when I realized that you see this word. Your money is our money and my money is my money. That's support.
It's support.
That's prison. No.
If you don't mind, let me ask you about what kind of life do you think men should live now? What's your picture of present now?
Peaceful life that would encompass, just knowing when and how you need to come in for whomever you're with and your entire family. I just want peace. I want somebody that I would be able to communicate with at will. I don't need to hold or hide anything. Like, I tell you as it is, and that's the kind of personality and that's the kind of person I am. Like, as he be, I go tell you as he be. Do you understand? Beforehand, during hand, after hand, like.
And you want peace.
Nine be that. And before we get into anything, I've told you, if you agree, come. In fact, that saves a lot because you don't get, any stories that touch in between. So that's kind of life I want. Just a peaceful life where we understand each other. You know what you're handling, I know what I'm handling, and everybody is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to just be taken care of. I've decided what is good for the goose is good for the cat.
So you can actually stay in the supporting role and let her take the lead.
I can take this over. No, but to be
Full house husband.
to be honest,
I don't want to live a life where I'll be boxed by a social construct, the masculinity construct, that this is my limits, these are the things I have to do, these are the things I cannot do. No. I want to live because I want to live, and however I choose to live, as long as it's fulfilling to me, fulfilling to my partners and my family members. I don't want to be.
I think what men should tend to now do is to improve the quality of us too and how we relate with things. That's why I think we should put at the back of our minds that, okay, we know that naturally a man is supposed to be this, to be that, but with information, with exposure, with this, can we do better?
After paying school fees and
you still want to be better.
you still want to increase your OS. Baba, let the new breed come out. But
Most of my married friends said that once you're married, that expect that at some point they'll be temptable to this sex thing. That, as a matter of fact, a friend complained that it's all allowed to have sex on weekends. And that weekend, we're talking about Saturday, because Sunday you prepare for work again. That if you should miss this weekend sex on Saturday, you carry it over to another weekend. Is it like that for you people?
For me,
No, because she's going to work. She said she's tired.
May I answer the question?
You are not married too.
I'm not.
A military man. I don't know. People don't use it.
no, because see,
but you're not married.
I'm not
See.
married. Like,
And you
as
join
in-
them.
I'm just saying-
I
I just want you
but I'm
people
not
to
married.
Who told you I'm not
hold
even
on, hold on.
with the law?
Are you married?
Hold on, don't pay this. It's not like we're envying you.
You are actually.
We are pitying you in advance because what you are looking for is you are looking for what they draw. See, at this point, I don't think I can ask me. I have to ask the other guy. Ngo, are you comfortable with that? No, because he can't even answer because he's like, are you kidding
But that's
me?
the situation around now.
Listen. When you go to court and you say irreconcilable differences, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about.
Okay.
So
So you see that if the woman does not want it, you insist, and that's a deal breaker.
it's a deal breaker now.
Bam.
So my question would be, what are the ways men can express themselves? What are the best ways men can express themselves?
If I want to express myself, I do. If I don't want to express myself, I'm not going to express myself. I'll be quiet about it. It's my choice.
There are times when you really want to express yourself, but you can't express yourself
Like
because for the sanity of the other partner, you want to keep the other partner sane in their right frame of mind. Some men can express themselves, like you said. Some men would just be.
Use an example. Let's use
Some men will just. Okay,
Let's paint a scenario.
Your wife's cooking.
Yes.
If your wife's cooking is not really good,
not
Your
talk
wife's
about
cooking
it.
is horrible. Would you talk about it?
Yes.
Yeah, you're asking me.
How?
Yeah.
This food is bad.
Okay. If maybe for like.
Wait. Hold on.
Wait, you just said
It's
this.
like some people will be. Well,
Wait.
Like me, for example, if your food is bad, I won't say your food is bad. I just say, oh, my babe, this particular one, this today, you know, enter.
Okay.
Here is more.
after she has spent the whole day trying to make a special
Honestly,
dish.
So,
yeah.
Then, when a man is in bed and you don't perform well, maybe they will give you the report card.
Why?
But wait.
So how do you know this? No. How do you know this?
This is normal. This is normal logic.
You heard from
See,
who?
wait. Chill. Preacher, chill. They hear me. Deep
Rambo.
Larry. This food that we're talking about now, we saying that this food is not good.
Which food?
If food
The
now
food
as
that
in normal
the
eating
physical
food,
one, not the other
edible
one.
food. But then, wait now. Food in the other room, sex. Let's even say the word sex. If you don't perform,
They will tell you.
wait now. If you don't perform, how do you want to be told?
I mean, you go.
It's true. How do you want to be
How do you want to be
I
told?
don't even
if you
like they will
perform?
tell you. How do you want
How
to
do you want to be told?
Really and truly, knowing that some of us
When
we
Larry
have.
starts speaking English, he's lying.
But Larry, bullet point.
No,
How-
if you want
how-
to know, when
how
a
do
man
you
is
want
when
to
a man
be
is lying, if he starts with actually,
Actually.
then he's lying. I didn't say actually, I say really. I
How
can't
do you want
say
to be
truly.
told?
It's because it have happened to me before.
How do you want to be told?
I would rather be told like, babe, that coke that you drink, that it affect us. So. Do you understand? Don't hit the nail on the head. Like, give me give me.
So you don't want a
Package me now.
You don't want a direct approach.
If you give me direct approach, it's like a man trying to do, and then you now say, why are this thing small like this? No matter how big it is, it will reduce. Do you understand? You have to. There's a way you.
So can't we use
Wait,
that
so
same
it's
principle in
It's the
food?
same thing.
And say,
So, no, everybody go answer. No, everybody answer. How do you want to be told? Diko?
I want you to just go round it and just tell me by finding an excuse, just like he said. Don't hit it on the nail.
For your own incompetence.
How do you want to be told?
How do I want to be told? I don't. Well, I've never had that kind of experience in my life, so it's
God
hard
forbid
to,
we have it.
It's hard to. It's really.
God forbid we
It's
have
hard
it.
for me to kind of.
Yeah,
like
it was
relate.
hard.
It's
It was
to
hard.
relate.
That's why she did not enjoy it.
But I would say that if
That you have
to my, like in Nigeria now, to my enemy.
my enemy.
What
do you enemy?
Enemy, plenty enemy have died.
So I go ask you this question properly now, as you want to avoid. Sexually, in your marriage, if you don't hit it well, how do you want your wife to tell you? Direct.
Direct.
Okay, correct.
Direct. I'll take it.
Have you met all those 2 minutes people? In their mind, it's 3 hours. In their mind, they've done like 3 hours, like marathon. Like,
Have you met?
Yes, my friend and his wife. The wife was, and my friend become. You know when your friend is always saying, "Oh boy, man, I finished work," and then the wife now came to me, "Help me talk to your friend." This thing is too quick. So I'm not trying to weigh the two. Like, Baba, you thought say you dey kill him.
Biologically, what do you think the average man's, kidney?
So let's not go to
Biology,
because you speak
No,
for
no,
yourself.
no,
Every man for himself, God for all.
I know everybody now go to say, every man for himself.
Every man is from
Everybody has his own biology. Sometimes my biology is biology.
It depends on the day.
Sometimes my biology is like
Physics.
It's like wafe kulale kind of biology. Do you understand? But all in all, we need to express ourselves. Men need to express themselves.
Yes.
We have only spoken about the sexual part. We've only spoken about the food part. Even financially, we need to express ourselves
No, I think
because
men should
sometimes.
be allowed, please, not explain. I think we are expressing ourselves. It's about accepting us.
Is anything
That's-
preventing you though?
we just talked about it. Society. We now here and
Society
here
in
now.
your house.
No, we just said that a man cannot talk about a bad food, but a woman can talk about a bad other food.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys have been so amazing. But your final thoughts as regards our role as men in the society and how much we should express ourselves.
And I don't want us to even pay too much attention on how should men express themselves, because I think men are trying to let the society accept men talk and express themselves. Not that you want them to talk about a particular subject or you want their opinion on how they feel on a particular subject. And when they now do that, you are worried that say, no, that cannot be. No. Let them speak. Let them talk. Let's have these conversations. Like a democracy. Oh, you don't agree? I don't agree. Okay, let's come to a middle ground. So I think it's about allow men to express themselves.
Well, I'll speak for myself. I express myself the way I want to express myself.
Military man.
No, it's not even about military. Forget that one. I'm talking about me personally. You understand? I'm talking about refinement. About, if you see a situation, take your time, think about it, and even if when you make an impulsive reaction, if you go back and say, "Oh, I think I messed up here,"
Yes, apologize.
own up and go back. That's what I mean by
Apologize.
expressing yourself. That's what I mean, through and through.
I really want us to all sit down and be able to have these conversations, men and women, without necessarily judging or the word isn't even judging, without necessarily hating on each other, without necessarily calling one gender evil and the other is something. It's we're human beings trying to figure out a path, a way forward to better society. And if we cannot have these conversations without getting into arguments that are bitter and really, really tasteless, if you go on some social media platforms, you know what I'm talking about. But being able to be open. I have some thoughts about what it means to be a man. Can I talk to you about it? You tell me what you think it is to be a woman. And we begin to fine-tune things up until the point where we see, look, this might be the best arrangement, especially when we're in a relationship for both of us. Let's forget what society has said. Let's forget what Patriarchy FC is saying. Let us just sit down as human beings, progressive, productive people who are looking to live better lives. Simple. That's my thoughts.
Thank you very much for that. And I believe Dipo has something to say.
Yeah, so I'll say this. It's going to be very brief. Everybody has made very valid points, but I'll speak to the men. The biological structure of men has given some innate traits, which makes you not biologically you are a leader, you are a protector, a provider biologically.
Have you seen a hen and a chick? A hen's kids? Have you seen how a hen will protect her kids?
From that perspective, yes, but biologically we are structured to take the lead. You understand? That's what I feel.
Okay. You
understand? And I think evolution has happened. You understand? At the end of the day, it's not the same way it used to be anymore. We just need to take a chill pill. Okay. You understand? And don't overburden ourselves with responsibilities we can actually share. I think, yes, that we can actually share. I think we'll live longer. We'll have better health.
Yeah. The beauty of marriage is that it refines you. It refines you. You're able to, because you're with somebody and you're bound to someone. You have no choice but to learn patience. Yeah. You have no choice but to learn understanding. Yeah, patience to move with them, because a marriage can never succeed if you don't have first of all, have a goal, the same direction that you're going, and just a way to communicate where you're going and how to get there, with each other. So I've become a better person because of it.
Okay. To that extent, I would say to you single men here, you're expecting me to talk. Me, I will not talk. I will not talk. Go and marry.
Okay. I know.
This is not taste and see. This is marry and see that the Lord is good.
Okay. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much, Mr. Preacher. Thank you so much, Mr. Arabo. Thank you so much, of course, our very able DME and Mr. Dipo. Thank you so much. There you have it. Blue Room Banters, facilitating conversations of men. We need to talk. We need to express ourselves. Big shout out to Premier Cool. Thank you for making such an amazing platform. God bless you. Stay tuned. Be right back.